Good morning, friends. I hope that your day of learning is going well so far. So the first thing that I need you to do is I need you to get a notebook. So you should have gotten a few notebooks off of the supply list. So I need you to choose one, and I need that book to be your math notebook. I have labeled mine, and I need you to do the same. And then I want you to open up to the first page. And just like in any kind of notebook, we really want to go in order. So anytime I ask you to use this, we're going to put the date at the top, and we're going to use the very next page each time you use it. We're not going to put them in the middle or to the back because that makes it really hard to find things. So I want you to put the date. The date today is September 16th, 2020. You can write it 9-16-20. So here's what mine looks like. All right. Now I want you to draw a line in the middle, like this. See how I've divided my page in half? So up here, we're going to do one thing with base 10 blocks. Down here, we're going to do another thing. So we've been talking a lot about base 10 blocks and building with them. So put your paper to the side for a minute. We're just going to do a short little review, and then we will go back to our math notebook. So here we are. I believe you can see my easel, and I'm going to draw my different place values. And if you know what these things stand for, I want you to just keep it in your head. All right, so think about what I'm doing, what it stands for. So far I haven't written anything. Okay, H, T, and O. So what do you think that stands for? The H, the T, and the O. The H stands for hundreds. So I'm going to write it. I'm going to turn it just a little bit towards me. Hundreds. The T stands for tens, or the tens place. And the O stands for the ones place.
Students who ride bus 133. Bus 133, please report to the cafeteria.
It's like you're in school. Excuse the announcements. Ones. All right, and I'm going to, if I want to show the hundreds place, I use a flat. This is a flat, and this equals 100. This is a stick, and this equals 10. And this is a cube, and this equals 1. So in your notebook, you're going to record something similar. I'm going to use just this small space up here to remind myself that this is what I'm doing. So here's what it's going to look like. I'm going to draw the same thing. I'm going to write H. You know what? Scratch that. I changed my mind. We're going to start on the first line. We're going to write H equals hundreds. And then I'm going to draw a flat. Then I'm going to write, so here's what it looks like. I did it pretty small because I'm going to be using my other parts of the page for something else. So, and I could even, if I want to, write flat inside the square, because remember that's what we call the hundreds block, a flat. H equals hundreds, and it's a flat. Okay, the next thing, I'm going to write a T. I'm going to write T equals tens. And when I do tens, I show it with a stick, which is a long, skinny rectangle.
Carson Krebs, could you please come to the office?
Just like that. And then last but not least, I'm going to write my O equals ones and do a little cube.
Students who ride bus 97. Bus 97. This is a final bus call.
All right. I'm also just going to draw a line down to kind of block it off. So this is something that I can refer to if I need to remember what to draw. If I need to show 100, I can look back here. If I forget what to draw to show 10, I can look here. All right. So the first thing you're going to do, remember your page should look like mine. We're going to number a few spaces, and then we're going to work on guessing the number that I build. So I'm going to just do 3. I'm going to do 1, skip a few places, 2, skip a few places, and 3. Or skip a few lines, I should say. There's how it looks. 1, I skipped a few lines, 2, I skipped a few lines, 3. All right. So I'm going to build a number, and you're just going to write the answer. So you're not going to draw flat sticks and cubes. You're just going to write what it equals. So let's do number 1 together. So I'm going to build a number. Just watch me first. I have sticks, so I'm going to be putting my sticks in my tens place because a stick equals 10. All right, think, what number is that? What does this show? I have 3 groups of 10 and 2 ones. I'm going to write my answer, and then I'll show you, and I hope that you wrote the same answer. I'm writing it next to the number 1. All right, so 3 groups of 10 and 2 ones. What does it equal? On the count of 3, let's show one another. 1, 2, 3. Did you write 32? 10, 20, 30, 31, 32. All right, this next number that I'm going to build, you're going to write the answer next to number 2. All right, what number is this? So remember, on your paper, next to number 2, you're going to write this number. What does that equal? I have 1 group of 100, 1 group of 10, and 4 ones. All right. You write it on your paper next to the number 2. All right. I have 1 group of 100. I have 1 group of 10. And I have 4 ones. So on my paper, I wrote 114. I hope you did the same. All right, we're going to do one more like this, and then we are going to build it in a different way. All right. So think, how many groups of 100 do I have? You're writing it next to the number 3. Now remember, at any point in this video, if you need to pause it because I'm going too fast, or if you need to rewind, do it. So number 3, this is where you're going to write this answer. How many groups of hundreds do I have? How many groups of 10? And how many ones? I'm going to record it on mine. I hope you're recording it on yours. All right. So tell me, how many groups of hundreds do you have? you say 2? For sure you do. So I'm going to write the 2. How many groups of 10 do you have? 2. And then we count our ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the number that you should have written next to the 3 in your journal is 226. All right, now before we go, we're going to practice just in one more way. I need to find an eraser so I don't have to use my hands. This is Bean. All right. Now the first thing that we did in our math notebook today is I told you that 100 equals a flat, or it's a bigger square. A 10 equals a stick, or a long skinny rectangle. And 1 equals a small square cube. So now I'm going to build, or I'm going to write a number, and in your journal down here, so let's write 1, 2, 3 again. Watch how I do it. 1, 2, 3. So it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3. I've given myself plenty of room. I could even, if I want to, draw a little line to keep my numbers separate because I am going to be drawing base 10 blocks. So I did that. So here's my 1 column, my 2 column, and my 3 column. So the first number, we'll do it together. In the box number 1, I want you to use the big square flats, the long skinny rectangle sticks, and the small square cubes to show me this number. Now, I notice that there's nothing in the hundreds place, so you won't be using any cubes. All right, so I need how many sticks? Remember, we're doing this together. I have my journal. I need to draw 6 sticks, and I want them to be all the same size. I don't want to have some little sticks. You really want to make sure that people know what they're supposed to be. So I'm going to draw 6 sticks to show this. I have 60 or 6 tens. So in my box number 1, if you want to wait for me, you can. But I'm going to draw 6 sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I did 6. I'm going to recount it to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I always like to double check my work to make sure I actually did what I thought I was doing. So here's what it looks like. In my box 1, I had the number 6, which tells me I have 6 groups of 10. A group of 10 is shown by a stick. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or 6 groups of 10. Now I have 5 in the ones place. So if I look back at my note, I see that to use base 10 blocks to show 1, it's a small cube. So next to my 6 sticks, I'm going to draw 5 small cubes. They should all be the same size, and they should be next to one another, not all random over the page, or it's hard to tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So there we go. This is shown in base 10 blocks, but this means the same thing as this. All right, so here is your challenge, or your task, I should say. You have 2 more areas in your notebook. So just like we built this number, 65, I'm going to give you 2 more numbers that you're going to build, all on your own. So the first number that you're going to build in box number 2 is the number 133. So in this box, using the base 10 blocks that we just talked about, you're going to draw or show me or build the number 133. You have 1 flat, 3 sticks, 3 cubes. Then, in box 3, you're going to show me the number 207. Now notice, I don't see any groups of 10, so that means you won't have any sticks. But you're going to show me the number 207 in this last box. All right, and then after you're done with that, you will be completing this page in your math packet that I sent home. Okay, so you're going to trace the numbers 1 through 9, or 1 through 10, and then it goes up by 10. So 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And then you need to count the base 10 blocks and write the number. So this is 94. You can use these numbers up here to know how to spell everything. All right, I hope you have a good math time, and I will see you tomorrow for math.